This is another example of taking a standard form number and writing it in expanded form. Now remember, to find the value of a digit, you just take to find the value of the digit, you just take the digit itself and multiply it by its place value. So the value of the digit 3 is 30,000 because when you multiply it by its place value, you get 30,000. Now the 0 gets skipped because it's just 0 thousands. So you go straight into the 4, which the value of that place digit, or that place value is 100, so it's 4 times 100, which gives you 400. The digit 5 is in the 10 spot, so 5 times 10 gives you 50, which is the value of that digit. Then we've got the 2, and 2 times 1 is 2. And this is where people start getting a little bit messed up a little bit. If you still follow with that same strategy, and I'm going to erase some of this so we can see a little bit better. Now I'm going to focus on those decimals. So when I'm looking at this 2, it's in the 10th spot. And to represent a tenth, you do it just like you would do a tenth, which is just 0.1. And that will be a tenth. So 2 times 0.1 gives you 0.2. Then I'm going to look at the next one, which is the 8. The 8 is in the hundredth spot, so I'm going to multiply it by 0.01, which is what a hundredth is. A hundredth is like a penny. So you can see that 0.01 and 8 times 0.01 is the same thing as 8 pennies, or 8 times 0.01, which is, if you write 8 pennies down, that would be 0.08. And then the last one is the 9, and it's in the thousand spot. I'll change pen colors real quick. So the 9 times the thousandth spot, which is 0.001, and you'll get 0.009. Now, a quick shortcut for those of you who have a hard time multiplying with decimals, no worries there. Just like there was a shortcut with the other ones where you just write the digit down and everything behind it turned into a 0, there's a similar shortcut here, except with the decimals. The 2, still the same thing, you just wrote down 0.2. But when you got to the 8, you wrote whatever was in front of that turned into a 0. So that's why it turned into 0.08. And then when you were at the 9, you wrote down the digit 9 down here, and then the decimals in front of it turned into zeros. So it's kind of like what you did when you were going this way when you put zeros behind it, except when you're moving the other direction, you're putting zeros in front of it as you go work your way backwards. And you can check your answer by adding up these digits. You line up their place value. You can line them up. And when you do that, your answer better be the same as the original number. So we always line up our place values and our decimal points when we're adding. Fill those empty spaces with zeros if you want to. Biggest point is that you got to make sure you line up those decimals. And then addition becomes easy, and sure enough, if you do it, you will end up with the original number. So expanded form is just the sum of the value of the digits all added up.